You're a summoner? That's the weakest class in the world. The moment Lin Xiao awakened his class, everyone laughed at him. His rival called him trash. No team wanted him. No one believed he could clear a dungeon. Even a normal combat class was considered better than becoming a summoner. But they had no idea. Lin Xiao had awakened a unique S-tier talent. A talent so powerful that nobody else in the world could ever obtain it. Every single day, he gains a brand new S-rank talent. His first summon was just a tiny skeleton. Weak, pathetic, worthless. But after receiving an S-rank talent, it evolved into a terrifying Death Knight. A monster capable of slaughtering entire armies. Then his slime gained the power of endless evolution through devouring. His goblin became a master of legendary weapons. And that was only the beginning. While other people struggled to make one summon stronger, Lin Xiao gave countless S-rank talents to all of his summons. Every day they evolved. Every day they grew stronger. Every day they became more terrifying. Geniuses? Prodigies? Heroes? None of them could even defeat his weakest summon. Then the abyss descended upon the world. Demon gods appeared. Ancient monsters awakened. Even the gods themselves looked down upon humanity. But when humanity stood on the edge of extinction, one man stepped forward. Behind him stood an army powerful enough to shake heaven and earth. An army of death knights, ancient beasts, divine creatures, and beings powerful enough to rival gods. The world finally realized one terrifying truth. The strongest army was never an army. The strongest kingdom was never a kingdom. It was one summoner, and his summons. This is the story of Lin Xiao, the summoner who turned the weakest class into the strongest existence in the world. Week 1 8-hour video will be uploaded. All novels uploaded here are completed, so you will get a full story without searching or waiting. I have listened to the translated version on web, and there are no major problems with translation. If you want Chinese novel translated, give me the original name of the novel and I will respond to your request as soon as possible. Please make sure your request is on the latest video. If you hear this "u" sound in the novel, it means either question mark or some space is left, like getting materials or experience gained there more but not shown. If after a name is used and after there is silence, it means exclamation marks were used as in shock. I don't know if this will happen in recorded one, but it happened in web version. Chapter 202. My luck was a bit bad. Not long after dealing with the lurking ice and snow monsters, I felt cold air currents surging from all directions, and a massive blizzard swept in. The originally pleasant weather instantly turned into dark clouds pressing down on the city. The fierce wind, like thousands of enraged beasts, galloped across the heavens and earth, letting out deafening roars. The heavy snow, carried by the gale, shot down like dense arrows, overwhelming everything in the world. Lin Xiao had no choice but to take shelter in a cave, temporarily avoiding the wind and snow. Even a second slower, and he would have been swallowed by the blizzard outside. I wonder how much time this will delay me. I hope I can still make it. His gaze swept outside the cave. Visibility was no more than 3 meters. The blizzard grew increasingly fierce, showing no signs of stopping. Feeling the icy chill continuously pouring into the cave, Lin Xiao immediately had his snow girl doll seal the entrance, then instructed his 9-tailed celestial fox to release fox fire to dispel the surrounding cold. Master, there are bones here. They seem to be human bones. The 9-tailed celestial fox reverted to her human form and noticed a person lying nearby. Upon closer inspection, it was a skeleton that had been dead for who knows how long. She was captivating, beautiful enough to make fish sink and geese fall, beautiful enough to overthrow kingdoms. No matter when, the 9-tailed celestial fox was always a soul-snatching vixen, making it impossible for one to look away. Lin Xiao understood King Zhou even more now. He walked over to the skeleton on the ground. It was in a reclining posture. Although he couldn't see the person's face anymore, he could imagine the despair on their face as they awaited death. Was he unable to leave because of the blizzard, trapped and dying here? Lin Xiao frowned. This was not good news. Although he wouldn't be trapped here until death, as he could escape the dungeon, it would only cost him experience. But if that happened, he wouldn't be able to enter the hidden dungeon. Entering the hidden dungeon was already difficult, and this might be his only chance. There are no signs of injury on the body. He wasn't chased by monsters and fled here, then died from excessive bleeding. Lin Xiao inspected it and found no traces of injury, which was clearly not good news. His gaze turned towards the depths of the cave. The blizzard probably won't stop anytime soon. Let's go in and take a look. Just waiting here wasn't an option. It was better to search. Perhaps there was another path. Going deeper into the cave, Lin Xiao found its structure to be very complex, like a maze with many branching paths. Walking around randomly might get me lost. Lin Xiao rubbed his chin. Although there were many paths, they wouldn't stump him. He summoned the Goblin King and used his chief talent to have the Goblin warriors take different forks in the road. Having many summoned beasts allowed him to simultaneously test if other routes were viable, saving a lot of time. Lin Xiao headed towards another side. There were no monsters here. Even if there were, they would probably starve to death due to the complex routes. After all, they'd get lost looking for home after stepping out. Lin Xiao stopped and listened for a moment, then said, "I can't hear the sound of the blizzard outside anymore. We should have reached a deeper place." Just then, he found there was no path ahead. It was clearly a dead end. "Let's go, check out other paths." Just as Lin Xiao was about to leave, the nine-tailed demon fox called out to him. "Master, wait a moment. There seems to be something ahead." The nine-tailed celestial fox swayed her graceful figure, her fox tails swishing behind her. Several streams of fox fire flew out and landed on the rock wall, completely illuminating the surroundings. As the darkness around them was dispelled, Lin Xiao noticed the unique nature of the rock wall before him. It was covered in numerous sword marks, seemingly chaotic, yet a pattern could be discerned. They were left by a master swordsman. Someone practiced sword here? Or were they trying to cut through here to leave? But either way, this was good news for Lin Xiao. Just then, a notification sounded in his ear. By observing the sword marks left by the lightning swordmaster, you have obtained Lightning Slash, Skill Warrior. Lin Xiao. Just by looking at the sword marks, I can get a skill book? I've killed so many monsters, and I haven't seen a summoner skill book. Lin Xiao couldn't help but complain. However, the sword marks left by this lightning swordmaster were about to be destroyed by him. Ninetails, doll. Blast this open. Lin Xiao immediately gave the order. Immortal energy surged around the nine-tailed celestial fox, like a banished immortal from the heavens. After obtaining the immortal energy seed, her strength had risen another level. Subsequently, the nine-tailed celestial fox's aura changed again. Her 9 tails rose high behind her, and the flames at their tips were like awakened fire spirits. Talent, attribute switch. She shot up with a whoosh, instantly igniting into blazing flames that warped the surrounding air. Each ball of foxfire contained powerful immortal energy. With a delicate cry from the 9-tailed celestial fox, her 9 tails fiercely whipped, and the foxfire, wrapped in rolling heat waves, roared out like 9 fiery dragons. The Snow Girl doll was not to be outdone. She gently raised her delicate hand, and the moisture in the air rapidly condensed, forming a row of massive ice cones in front of her. Each cone was as thick as an adult's thigh, gleaming with cold light and incredibly sharp. With a wave of her fair hand, the ice cones shot out like arrows from a bowstring, whistling sharply as they sped towards the rock wall. As the ice cones penetrated the rock wall, they covered it with layer after layer of thick frost. The next second, boom! Ice burst. A large chunk of the rock wall was blown away, the explosion even more violent than before. The scorching heat of the foxfire and the freezing cold of the ice cones collided, seemingly producing a miraculous reaction that greatly amplified their power. 10 minutes later, Lin Xiao heard the sound of wind coming from the other side. It's open. There really is a path here. Lin Xiao was delighted. After a full 10 minutes of blasting, they finally made an opening. Fortunately, he hadn't given up 5 minutes earlier. He thought of that unlucky lightning sword master, cutting away with a sword, stroke by stroke. Who knows how long it would take him to cut through. Once an opening was made, the rest became much simpler. A minute later, an opening large enough for 2 people appeared before Lin Xiao. I hope it's not too far from my target destination. Lin Xiao recalled the Goblin King and others who were scouting back into his summon space. The path had been found, so there was no need to explore further. Passing through the opening, his feet once again touched the snow. Here, the weather was pleasant, with no raging blizzard. First, let's confirm our location. I hope we haven't gone too far. Just as Lin Xiao was about to summon a slime to scout the terrain, a flash of purple lightning caught his peripheral vision. Clang! By the time he reacted, the Oath of Darkness talent had already been triggered, and the Death Knight instantly blocked the sudden attack. Lin Xiao quickly retreated, and the 9-tailed celestial fox and Snow Girl doll immediately shielded him. When Lin Xiao clearly saw who had attacked him, he couldn't help but narrow his eyes slightly. Lightning Sword Master? Chapter 203. A man stood blankly, his eyes like an endless abyss, hollow and placid. His skin as pale as paper, devoid of any color, much like a solitary soul long confined to darkness, never seeing the light of day. A worn headscarf, its edges frayed and tattered, was tied on his head, swaying gently with the breeze. The animal hide clothes draped over him were extremely thin, barely covering his body. But the lightsaber in his hand was very eye-catching. This sword was condensed from the power of lightning, with dazzling lightning arcs flowing along its blade, and fragmented currents occasionally crackling, sending shivers down one's spine. Upon reading the opponent's information, Lin Xiao was stunned. Is that the unlucky swordsman? Lin Xiao was very surprised. He thought the skeleton lying at the cave entrance was the lightning sword master, but he didn't expect the opponent to have already escaped. Clearly, there was more than one path from that cave entrance. Whoosh! The dazzling purple lightning streaked through the air like a flash of lightning tearing through the night sky. The lightning sword master's figure was like a ghost, instantly vanishing from his original spot. He surged towards Lin Xiao with the force of a thunderbolt, at a dizzying speed. Wherever he passed, the air was rapidly torn apart, emitting a sharp whistling sound. The Death Knight reacted extremely agilely, his gaze sharp. The moment the lightning sword master moved, he accurately captured the trajectory of his attack. Clang! Dash! A deafening clang of swords suddenly rang out, and their weapons collided, sparking with electricity. At their point of engagement, a powerful force erupted, sweeping outwards, exposing the ground that had been covered in ice and snow year-round. The lightning sword master was very strong, moving too fast to be seen with the naked eye. The Death Knight was not weak either. Despite lacking the attribute bonus from Soul Siphon, he could still contend with the opponent. If he had it, he could easily crush the lightning sword master before him. "Nine-Tails, doll," Lin Xiao called out. Just then, the Death Knight forced the lightning sword master back, his long spear angrily pointing at the opponent. Lin Xiao was stunned, immediately understanding his meaning. "Don't need help." The Death Knight nodded, and with a kick, the undead warhorse beneath him immediately charged. At the same time, 3 green shadows of war appeared behind the Death Knight, like a million charging mighty lions. The lightning sword master planted his feet firmly, sinking his waist and accumulating power. His center of gravity instantly lowered. The lightsaber in his hand was pressed against his waist, its blade trembling slightly, like a fierce beast about to be unleashed from its cage, suppressing endless power. At the same time, his left hand made a virtual gesture in the air, as if meticulously adjusting the sword's position in its sheath with an invisible force, making the final preparations for the impending explosive strike. His hollow eyes suddenly gained a hint of focus and determination, locked tightly onto his target. The aura around him subtly converged at this moment, yet faintly exuded a majestic momentum, like a storm brewing. This posture was precisely the classic starting stance for a draw slash. Draw slash. Seeing this highly iconic posture, Lin Xiao's gaze sharpened, and a hint of solemnity appeared on his face. The Death Knight noticed the lightning sword master's movement, but he showed no fear. He sharply squeezed the undead warhorse's flank with his legs, using the momentum of the charging warhorse to thrust his long spear out swiftly like a dragon emerging from the sea. The spearhead tore through the air, emitting a sharp whistle. At the same moment, the lightning sword master suddenly roared, "Ha!" This roar was like a thunderclap, shaking the surrounding air. In an instant, the lightsaber in his hand was swung out with visible speed, like lightning. Along with the swing of the lightsaber, a terrifying sword chi, imbued with dazzling lightning, rippled outwards in a fan shape. Wherever it passed, space seemed to be distorted by this powerful force. The sword chi contained destructive power and extreme penetrative force, rushing directly towards the Death Knight and his undead warhorse. In just a flash, the sword chi passed through the undead warhorse's body without any obstruction, like a hot knife through butter. The undead warhorse didn't even have time to let out a whinny before its body was struck as if by a heavy hammer. Its 4 legs instantly buckled, and its massive body suddenly tilted forward. The Death Knight had clearly anticipated this. The moment the undead warhorse was about to fall, he powerfully pushed off the stirrups with both feet, leaping up like an arrow released from a bowstring. In midair, he spun his body, and with the momentum, thrust his long spear out with full force, aiming directly at the lightning sword master's vital point. The long spear was imbued with a dense aura of death, carrying an unstoppable momentum, as if to completely pierce through the opponent's body. Having severely wounded the lightning sword master with one strike, the Death Knight pressed his advantage. On the western battlefield, his strength had advanced by leaps and bounds. He didn't need Lin Xiao to upgrade his talent. He had elevated his talent to SSS rank on his own, which even astonished Lin Xiao. Successfully killed lightning sword master. Boss. Experience plus 210,000. Obtained. Lightning treasure chest *2. Tribal token *1. Item. Thunder source fruit *5. Consumable. Thunder source fruit. Lightning element enhancement plus 50. This fruit is good. I can give it to the Goblin King. Lin Xiao immediately decided on the Thunder Source Fruit's recipient. The Goblin King has the Purple Heaven Divine Thunder talent. After consuming the Thunder Source Fruit, it can further enhance his lightning abilities. The lightning treasure chest didn't contain anything particularly good, just some lightning attribute materials. Lin Xiao then took out another reward. What's this flute for? It seems to be a tribal token of some sort. Just then, a prompt sounded in his ear. Dungeon quest. Return the token. Return the Lightning Sword Master's token to the tribe to complete the quest. Reward. Lightning Sword *1. Weapon. Time. Quest cancelled after leaving the dungeon. Oh? A dungeon quest, actually? Lin Xiao was a little surprised. Dungeon quests rarely appear. He had only encountered them twice so far. The reward is a sword? And a lightning attribute sword. If it's on the way, I might as well help you return the token. A lightning attribute sword would be perfect for the Goblin King. But it wasn't absolutely necessary. After all, the Goblin King was very picky about weapons, only wanting legendary grade ones. The slime once again cast Eye of Supervision. Lin Xiao immediately synchronized his vision with it, and after observing for a while, he found that he had deviated from his original route. Alas, the cave where the ice heart lamp is located can no longer be found. Lin Xiao sighed. This was also within his expectations, but it wasn't without good news. I found a tribe. I wonder if it's the Lightning Sword Master's tribe. Let's go check it out and gather some information. Lin Xiao decided to go and see and complete the dungeon quest along the way. After all, they had been living here all this time, so perhaps they knew where the Ice Heart Lamp cave was, which was better than him searching everywhere like a headless fly. Chapter 204. Grandpa. A blizzard has started on the other side of the snowy mountain. The entire sky has turned black. It's terrifying. A girl wearing a thick woolen sweater and a fuzzy hat ran back from outside. The old man sitting at the entrance of the tribe puffed on his dry pipe, shaking his head helplessly. Ah, you always like running off to dangerous places. Be careful the storm doesn't sweep you away. The girl sat down on a nearby stone, leaning back and supporting herself with her arms, her legs dangling and swinging back and forth. I run very fast. The blizzard can't catch me. The old man and the young girl sat there like that. After a long time, the girl spoke again. Grandpa, is the legend of Brother Labby true? Grandpa chuckled. Although he had answered this question countless times, he patiently replied, Of course it's true. Otherwise, our tribe wouldn't be this safe. But didn't Brother Labby hurt after giving up his heart? A person without a heart should die. The girl blinked curiously. Yes, but he also became a brave warrior under the Ice and Snow Queen. Really? I really want to meet the Ice and Snow Queen too. I wonder if I'll ever get the chance. Hope flickered in the girl's eyes. Grandpa chuckled. Just then, he noticed someone approaching them along the path. A moment later, the girl also heard the sound of footsteps on the snow. She immediately stood up and shouted excitedly, Grandpa, someone is coming. It looks like an outsider. This is the first time I've ever seen an outsider visit our tribe. Grandpa remained silent, simply watching Lin Xiao approach. Hello everyone. My name is Lin Xiao. I came from the other side of the mountain. Huh? The other side of the mountain? The girl was shocked and quickly asked, There's a blizzard raging there. How did you manage to cross over? Lin Xiao smiled slightly. I ran fast, hid in a cave, and then arrived here. I run very fast too, the girl said proudly. My name is Shuela. Hello? Hello. Lin Xiao nodded. He then took a flute out of his clothes and said, I found this in a cave. The owner of the flute asked me to bring it back to his tribe. I wonder if this is the place. Seeing the flute in Lin Xiao's hand, Grandpa raised an eyebrow. Shuela gasped in surprise. Ah? This is the flute of the Thunder Light Warrior. Where did you find it? In the cave. Lin Xiao handed the flute to the old man. Then this counts as returning to the tribe. Grandpa looked at the flute and fell silent, only speaking after a long while. Thunder Light was a warrior of our tribe, responsible for finding a way out of here. I just didn't expect him to have died. Well, he hadn't returned for so long. I had already guessed this outcome. Thank you, Lin Xiao, for bringing his belongings back to the tribe. This is truly returning to one's roots. Shuela blinked and asked, Grandpa, have you been sitting here by the entrance waiting for the Thunder Light Warrior to return? Dungeon quest complete. Obtained, Thunder Light Sword *1, weapon. The notification sound for the completed quest rang out. Lin Xiao glanced at the weapon's quality, legendary level, and nodded in satisfaction. The Goblin King can use it. I was just passing by, Lin Xiao said. I also wanted to ask you about something. Young man, what do you want to ask about? Grandpa's tone had become much kinder. Lin Xiao, feel free to ask anything. Grandpa knows everything, Shuela said excitedly. Lin Xiao nodded, then asked, I'm looking for the cave containing the Ice Heart Lamp. Do you know where it is? Huh? The Ice Heart Lamp? Shuela gasped, then looked toward Grandpa beside her. The smile on Grandpa's face was replaced by a look of solemnity. Lin Xiao frowned, observing their expressions, and thought to himself, could the location of this Ice Heart Lamp be a forbidden place for their tribe? Grandpa put down his dry pipe and asked, Why are you looking for the Ice Heart Lamp? Lin Xiao paused for a moment before giving his answer. I heard that lighting the Ice Heart Lamp allows one to meet the legendary Ice and Snow Queen. I am very curious about this legend, so I specifically came to look for it. He made this up, but it wasn't entirely fabricated. People living here might know about the Ice and Snow Queen, and since the Ice Heart Lamp is the condition for opening the Ice Snow Queen's palace dungeon. Lin Xiao combined the two and gave a half-truth, half-lie reason. Grandpa took a puff from his dry tobacco and said calmly, The legend is false. Lighting the Ice Heart Lamp does not allow you to see the Ice and Snow Queen. Then, Shuela nodded and added, Everything Grandpa says is true. Lighting the Ice Heart Lamp doesn't let you see the Ice and Snow Queen. I tried it myself before. You tried it before? Lin Xiao's eyes lit up. She tried it, meaning they know where the Ice Heart Lamp is. As for why they couldn't see the Ice and Snow Queen, perhaps they need to light for Ice Heart Lamps. But since they only have one here, it makes sense that they couldn't see the Ice and Snow Queen. I want to try it myself. Since I rarely get the chance to come here, I'd be a bit unwilling to leave without trying. Lin Xiao's gaze was very resolute. Grandpa took a few puffs, extinguished the dry pipe in his hand, and said, I can take you. After all, it's not a forbidden place for the tribe anymore. I'll take him. Shula raised her hand excitedly. You're still too young. It's dangerous. Grandpa is too old. That's also dangerous. Grandpa. In the end, he couldn't refuse the girl and had to agree. All right. I'll let you take him. Yay! Seeing him agree so easily, Lin Xiao was speechless. Aren't you afraid I might be a bad person? How can you, an old man, trust me enough to let her lead the way? But it's best if the matter is resolved smoothly. Shall we leave now? Grandpa shook his head. No, Lin Xiao, you still need to prove yourself. Prove myself. Lin Xiao was stunned. How? Grandpa raised the dry pipe in his hand and pointed into the distance. At the ice cliff, there is a fierce snow fiend that has recently taken to wandering near our tribe. I hope you can go kill this snow fiend to prove your strength. Only then can I feel comfortable letting Shula guide you. No problem. Lin Xiao immediately agreed. It's just killing a monster, simple. Hearing this, Shula quickly warned, Lin Xiao, you must be careful. There are many thin layers of ice at the ice cliff, and it's easy to fall through. Once you fall, it's very hard to get out. I understand. Lin Xiao waved goodbye. Only when Lin Xiao was out of sight did Grandpa speak up. Go prepare some fermented mare's milk. If it gets cold on the way, drinking some will warm you up. Shouldn't we wait for him to come back? I remember that Snow Fiend is very strong. He'll probably need some time. It probably won't take too long. His strength isn't weak. Okay, I'll go prepare it now. Boom! Just as Shula was preparing to leave, a ground-shaking tremor occurred, and even the snow piled on the tribe's houses was completely shaken off. Even Shula was knocked to the ground, looking bewildered. What happened? Just then, Lin Xiao reappeared in their sight. Before she could ask Lin Xiao what happened, she saw him take out 2 corpses and throw them onto the ground. Shula stared, mouth agape in shock. Even Grandpa, standing beside her, looked utterly astonished. These must be the snow fiends. We can leave now. Chapter 205. Massive Amount. Wow, Lin Xiao, you're amazing. Not only did you kill that irritable snow ghoul, but you also killed the Snow Ghoul King. Everyone in the tribe said the Snow Ghoul King might have died of illness, but I was the only one who didn't believe it. I said the Snow Ghoul King must have fallen down. After all, the ice cliff is so dangerous. They even laughed at me. Turns out the Snow Ghoul King really did fall. Ha ha ha. So clumsy. Did you see Grandpa's expression just now? It was hilarious. Shula's voice was as clear and pleasant as an oriole, chattering non-stop all the way. Lin Xiao listened, with no intention of interrupting her. After agreeing to the elder's test, he rode the 9-tailed celestial fox rapidly towards the ice cliff. He had already wasted a lot of time in the cave, so he naturally didn't want to waste too much more. After finding the irritable snow ghoul, he had the 9-tailed celestial fox, Snow Girl doll, and slime work together to kill it. When he was about to take the snow ghoul's corpse back, he accidentally stepped on a fragile ice layer and fell. Inside, he saw an even larger snow ghoul and killed it as well. He only heard Shula mention it after he came out, realizing that the larger snow ghoul was the Snow Ghoul King. Lin Xiao, do you want a drink? This is our tribe's special mare's milk wine. It warms your body and resists the cold, and it's delicious. Lin Xiao took the waterskin Shula offered, sniffed it, and found it sweet with no alcoholic scent. He took a sip. It was sweet, and after drinking it, His body felt wrapped in warmth, very comfortable. It's really good, right? This mare's milk wine is unique to our tribe. After crossing an ice river and walking for a while, a giant egg with blue spots caught Lin Xiao's attention. This egg was half his height. Young ice dragon egg. Seeing the information of the giant egg before him, Lin Xiao was shocked. This was actually a dragon egg? Dragons, creatures at the top of the food chain. Such a rare item could be found by the roadside, placed so unassumingly. If he took it back, hatched it, and then contracted it, wouldn't it be? Lin Xiao was a little excited. As he prepared to go and take the dragon egg, Shula suddenly called out to him. "Don't go over there. That's a trap dragon egg." Lin Xiao immediately stopped, looking at her in confusion. Trap dragon egg? Before he could hear Shula's explanation, he saw the dragon egg begin to rapidly expand and contract. The next second, with a poof, the dragon egg burst open, and blue liquid splattered everywhere. A young blue ice dragon sat on the eggshell, shaking its head to get rid of the slime. When it opened its eyes and saw Lin Xiao, it let out a shriek and immediately attacked. Young ice dragon. Race, dragon. Quality, normal. Level, 45.
Constitution, 280,000.
Strength, 9,000. Intelligence, 250. Agility, 300. Magic, 3,500. Spirit, 321. Talent, egg transformation, A. Skills, scream, charge. Level 45. Lin Xiao finally understood why it was a trap dragon egg. These seemingly ice dragon eggs were actually disguises for young ice dragons. Once approached, they would immediately hatch and then eat the opponent. Doll. The Snow Girl doll had already appeared before Lin Xiao, and its powerful ice and snow energy immediately covered the area. After dealing with the young ice dragon in front of him, Lin Xiao heard more sounds of eggshells breaking in the forest. Not just one, there were more.
Ya.
Piercing dragon cries rang out one after another, making one's eardrums ache. Wow! How can there be so many trap dragon eggs here? Shula, frightened, quickly leaned towards Lin Xiao, seeking protection. Lin Xiao reacted very quickly, summoning the slime. Slime? World-ending fire source. Doll. Block them with an ice wall. Lin Xiao immediately unleashed a devastating move. Killing them one by one would be too time-consuming. It's better to wipe them out in one go. Crack. A thick ice wall blocked the young ice dragons that were about to rush out of the forest. They wanted to fly over the ice wall, but the wall was hundreds of meters high, and even if they could fly over, the Snow Girl doll would continue to make it taller. Bang, bang, bang. The young ice dragons kept crashing into the ice wall, unaware that a giant magic circle had already been outlined above their heads. An inconspicuous flame slowly fell, landing among the young ice dragon group. The next second, boom! Flames instantly erupted. At the moment of seeing the flames, his ears seemed to go deaf, hearing no sound, and it was only 2 or 3 seconds later that he heard the boom of the explosion. Then came the raging inferno, an unprecedented blaze, never seen so large, as if it would burn through even the dungeon itself. Even the ice wall built by the Snow Girl doll melted into ice water. Wow! Seeing the flames rising in the distance, Shula's mouth dropped open in shock. Was this going to burn through the sky? Grandpa said he was strong, but this was ridiculously strong. Lin Xiao, you're really amazing. Was that move released by this jelly creature? Shuala excitedly picked up the slime, holding it up as she asked Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao nodded. These young dragons have been cleared out. Let's continue. The two set off again, with Shuala holding the slime the entire way, absolutely loving it. Lin Xiao also put it away, letting her hold it for now. Then he asked, "Is this trap dragon egg a special monster here?" It was his first time encountering a monster that could transform, especially into an enticing dragon egg. If Shuala hadn't reminded him, he might have walked over and been bitten by these brutal young dragons. Shuala nodded. These are the children of the ice dragon. Children of the ice dragon? Lin Xiao was startled. He remembered he was still in the ice dragon's lair dungeon and hadn't entered the Ice Snow Queen's palace yet. He had been so focused on the palace dungeon that he almost forgot about this. The ice dragon is a thoroughly evil dragon, entrenched on the peak of this snowy mountain. Shuala raised her hand, pointing distantly to the towering peak. Black clouds surged there, like monstrous beasts dancing freely, the thick cloud layer seemingly devouring the entire sky. Just looking from afar, one could feel the powerful and terrifying oppressive force emanating from it. Undoubtedly, that was the ice dragon's lair. But the ice dragon is imprisoned up there, unable to come out or stir up storms. Grandpa said it was the Ice and Snow Queen who trapped it on the snowy mountain, preventing it from harming us. Oh, by the way, do you know the Ice and Snow Queen? Shuala asked. Lin Xiao shook his head. I know very little, only parts about the Ice Heart Lamp. Shuala wasn't surprised. After all, Lin Xiao was an outsider, so it was natural for him not to know about the Ice and Snow Queen. So she began to tell the story. Legend has it that the ice dragon once plagued this stunned snow region. Its temperament was brutal and unpredictable, often stirring up overwhelming blizzards without warning, destroying all the houses in the tribe and leaving people homeless. Later, the Ice and Snow Queen appeared and selected 108 elite warriors from various tribes to go up the mountain and crusade against the ice dragon. After that, the ice dragon was imprisoned on the snowy mountain, never to come out again. At this point, Shuala's face was full of satisfaction, and she let out a deep breath, as if she had personally witnessed the moment the ice dragon was imprisoned. A very simple story, an evil dragon harming the world, and a hero saving it. So the ice dragon laid a bunch of eggs to get revenge on you? Lin Xiao asked speculatively. Shuala shook her head. I don't know. People in the tribe think so, but the ice dragon has a weak reproductive capacity. How could it lay so many eggs? What about the Ice and Snow Queen? After imprisoning the ice dragon, didn't she return to the tribe? Lin Xiao didn't dwell on the ice dragon eggs but wanted to know more about the Ice and Snow Queen. I don't know about that. The existence of the Ice and Snow Queen has always been a legend. No one in the tribe has ever seen her. Only stories have been passed down. Oh, and the legend of Brother Labby. Shuala continued. The story of Brother Labby is after the ice dragon's disaster passed. The terrible blizzard reappeared, and Brother Labby offered his heart to the Ice and Snow Queen, begging her to eliminate the blizzard and protect the tribe. Offer his heart? Lin Xiao raised an eyebrow, not interrupting. Finally, Brother Labby succeeded. The tribe no longer suffered from blizzards, which were driven to the other side, the direction you came from. Then Brother Labby, like the Ice and Snow Queen, never returned. Grandpa said he became the Ice and Snow Queen's warrior. The tribe still has wooden dolls made by Brother Labby, though they've become ugly. Shuala stuck out her tongue. Lin Xiao interrupted her, asking, "You said Brother Labby offered his heart. Was his heart made into the ice heart lamp?" He connected it to the ice heart lamp that needed to be lit. Shuala nodded repeatedly. Yes, later the cave where the ice heart lamp was placed was designated as a forbidden area. If a blizzard came again, lighting the ice heart lamp would make the Ice and Snow Queen come to save us again. But later, Grandpa said that a thief secretly broke into the cave, wanting to see the Ice and Snow Queen, and lit the ice heart lamp, but nothing happened. Later, more people tried. They found that the ice heart lamp couldn't contact the Ice and Snow Queen, and gradually, people stopped believing the Brother Labby legend, and the Ice Heart Cave was no longer a forbidden area. At the end, Shuala clenched her fists and said seriously, "But I believe that lighting the ice heart lamp can make us see the Ice and Snow Queen. It's just that the method is wrong, or we're not in danger." Lin Xiao smiled slightly at the girl's determined gaze. "I also believe the legend is true." Passing through the base of the mountain, Lin Xiao's target was not the ice dragon, so there was no need to go up the mountain. Then, Shula led Lin Xiao into a tunnel. She explained, "The cave is on the other side of the mountain and there's a blizzard there now. This tunnel was built to prevent that, but very few people know about this tunnel anymore." It was indeed the place he had seen before. He had thought there would be a second Ice Heart Lamp cave. Soon, Shula led Lin Xiao to the end of the tunnel. A wooden ladder hung on one side, with several broken and repaired sections of rope. "From here you go up into the cave. Do you know how to light the ice heart lamp?" Shula asked. "Touch it gently with your finger." "That's right, it seems you know. I won't go up with you. Only one person can enter the Ice Heart Cave." Even though these rules had been abolished, she still retained reverence for the forbidden area. "Okay." Lin Xiao climbed the wooden ladder. At this moment, Shula reached out her small hand and handed him a necklace, saying, "Here, I found this inside before. I don't know what it's for. It might be Brother Labby's thing. If you can see the Ice and Snow Queen, maybe it can protect you." Lin Xiao took the necklace. It was a necklace with the letter E. Okay. Chapter 206. Massive Amount. A cold, faint light lit up in the darkness, then spread outwards, forming a teleportation gate large enough for one person to pass through. A moment later, four figures entered one after another from the other side of the teleportation gate. "This is the hidden dungeon? It doesn't look like it." Yen Anning immediately took out her staff and surveyed her surroundings warily. This was not the ice snow palace she had envisioned. This isn't the real hidden dungeon yet. It's more of a waiting area. The real hidden dungeon will only open after 4 ice heart lamps are lit. Long Zhe explained. "Haha, this is really interesting. It's my first time seeing such a unique and ingenious dungeon. I wonder how strong the Ice and Snow Queen is, since it requires 4 teams to challenge her." Chao Xingxiu held his shield, a sunny smile radiating on his face. As the last member of the team, Xinlu, entered, the teleportation gate closed. Chao Xingxiu, "Haven't the people from the other teams arrived yet? We really are the fastest." Yen Anning smiled slightly. "With Brother Long leading the way, how could they possibly be faster than us? I just hope they manage to enter here smoothly." Chao Xingxiu, "Don't worry, we only recruited capable people. There won't be any problems. Look, they're here. I wonder if it's Feng Ping's team or Li Dashan's team. After an unknown period, another blue faint light appeared, immediately transforming into a teleportation gate. Four figures stepped out from the teleportation gate, one of whom was particularly conspicuous, sporting a bald head. Chao Xingxiu laughed and greeted them. Brother Feng, you've arrived. Ha ha ha. Zhao the monk, your head is still so bright. Are you trying to blind me? Ha ha ha. Zhao the monk, who was called the bald man, glanced at Chao Xingxiu and completely ignored him. Feng Ping, we were still a step slower than you. Long Zhe looked over and nodded toward their team.
Chan Vyuyang, Ye Shaogu.
Feng Ping's team was considered acquaintances. They had teamed up with them several times. Big Brother Long. At this moment, Yi Xiaogu curiously leaned over, her eyes full of questions. Are you level 60? This voice attracted the attention of many people. Level 60 meant he had completed his class awakening. Yes, the Western War allowed me to smoothly advance to level 59. Afterward, I entered the awakening dungeon and completed my class awakening. Long Zhe did not hide it, but openly told everyone. Having a class awakened person present could boost their confidence. That's incredible. As expected of Brother Long, you're the fastest among us geniuses to reach level 60. This breaks the record. Chao Xingxiu immediately flattered him. Faster than Qin Chuan?
Ye Shaogu Bilinked.
I should be a little faster than him. I didn't run into him during the latter half of the war, so I don't know where he went, Long Zhe said. Just then, another blue faint light lit up, immediately transforming into a teleportation gate. That must be Li Dashan and his team. Chao Xingxiu was about to go up and greet them, but he froze when he saw that the people who emerged were Wu Hanyang and the others. He then laughed and greeted them. You guys are good. You're even faster than Li Dashan's team. You should have been designated as Team 3 and them as Team 4. Wu Hanyang greeted everyone, then frowned and asked, Li Dashan's team hasn't arrived yet? I feel like our team took quite a bit of time getting here. Long Zhe frowned upon hearing this. Yi Xiaogu slightly parted her lips and then said, They haven't run into trouble, have they? At this moment, Feng Ping also had an ominous premonition, but he kept his guess to himself and instead comforted everyone. Let's wait a little longer. But we only have 1 day. Wait, it's less than a day now. The time started counting the moment the first ice heart lamp was lit. Lin Xiaoqin's anxious voice rang out. Everyone looked at Long Zhe's team. As the first team to arrive here, they knew best how much time was left. There are 3 hours and 45 minutes left. Shenlu, who rarely spoke, reported the time. Only a little over 3 hours left? Everyone frowned. If Li Dashan's team couldn't enter here within these 3 hours and 45 minutes, they would all be kicked out. Being kicked out didn't mean returning to the Ice Dragon's lair dungeon, but being forcibly logged out of the entire dungeon, and they would receive a dungeon penalty. I'll try to contact him and see what the situation is on his end. With that, Long Zhe took out a special sound transmission stone and began contacting Li Dashan. Since he organized this dungeon run, he naturally had a way to contact the others. Li Dashan, what's the situation over there? No one responded.
Li Dashan. Li Dashan.
Still no response. At this moment, everyone's heart sank. No response meant they might genuinely be in danger. Maybe they are in combat and don't have time to reply to us. Let's wait a little longer. Just a little longer. Chao Xingxiu broke the awkward silence. No one spoke. They had generally guessed what had happened. But they still had time. 30 minutes later, the sound transmission stone that Long Zhe had been holding finally reacted. Bro, Brother Long. A faint, intermittent voice came from the sound transmission stone. The previously dead silence immediately gained a little vitality. We ran into a blizzard. It's the Ice and Snow Queen's wrath. I'm afraid. Before he could finish speaking, the sound transmission stone went silent. The atmosphere fell silent again. Trash. I told you this guy was just a useless pretty face. Lin Xiao immediately cursed out loud. Chao Xingxiu could only smile awkwardly, avoiding provoking this powder keg. Feng Ping sighed. I didn't expect Li Dashan's team to actually run into a blizzard. That's just too unlucky. At this moment, Long Zhe stepped forward, his expression solemn. My apologies, everyone. I failed to make sufficient preparations, causing you all to come here for nothing. I will compensate you after I leave this place. Brother Long, if you compensate everyone, you'll be bleeding money. Plus, since you've completed your class awakening, the loss from forcibly exiting the dungeon will be much greater for you than for us. Chao Xingxiu quickly said. Zhao the monk, who had been silent all along, spoke up. I don't need compensation. It's just a loss of experience. I can grind it back. What good is compensation for losing some experience? I was looking forward to the Ice and Snow Queen's spoils of war. Now we won't get anything. It's truly infuriating. Lin Xiao angrily crossed her arms over her chest, looking like a powder keg. Do you think someone else might light the fourth ice heart lamp? Yi Xiaogu asked. There are only 4 teams, including ours. Who else would there be? Lin Xiao glared at her and said, Didn't the person who found the hidden dungeon rely on some luck? Maybe we can too, Yi Xiaogu said. Chan Qiuyang, the healer in Feng Ping's team, spoke up. This is a nightmare-level dungeon. No other teams will be coming in. There are 30 minutes left. Let's wait a little longer. Maybe there will be a miracle, Xin Lu said calmly. Everyone stopped talking, quietly waiting for this impossible miracle. 1 minute left. Xin Lu spoke again. Just then, Long Zhe spoke again. I take responsibility for this failure. After we leave, I will organize a team again to challenge the Ice Snow Queen's palace. If you are still interested. Before Long Zhe could finish speaking, a cold, faint light suddenly appeared. This faint light was like a spark of hope in despair, causing everyone present to freeze. There's another team that entered this dungeon.
Cao Sinh Si Su Sao Tek SC Tenli.
Now they wouldn't have to suffer the penalty for forcibly exiting the dungeon. The usually calm and collected Long Zhe also showed excitement. They wouldn't have to bear the cost of forcibly exiting the dungeon. A miracle really happened. Yi Xiaogu's eyes lit up. Everyone's eyes were fixed on the faint light, waiting for the other party to appear. The faint light turned into a teleportation gate, and a figure stepped out from within. It's you, you trash. Upon seeing who it was, Lin Xiao was the first to cry out in surprise. The person who came through the teleportation gate was none other than Lin Xiao. Xiao Qin, watch your attitude. Wu Hanyang frowned and issued a warning. Chao Xingxiu immediately approached him, acting overly familiar, and said, Brother, welcome, welcome. You really came at the perfect time. Lin Xiao glanced around, a slight smile playing on his lips. There were 12 people here in total, meaning 3 teams had already arrived. Fortunately, he wasn't late. He made it just in time. Hello. Lin Xiao smiled and greeted the overly familiar man in front of him. Hello. Let me introduce myself. My name is Chao Xingxiu. Chao Xingxiu greeted him enthusiastically, then noticed the teleportation gate behind Lin Xiao closing, and couldn't help but show a trace of surprise. Brother, are you the only one in your team? It's okay. Everyone who gets in here is a brother. We'll carry you through the dungeon. Don't worry. Chao Xingxiu patted his chest to guarantee it. If Lin Xiao hadn't come, they wouldn't have been able to open the hidden dungeon anyway, so they didn't care how many people he had. After all, they needed 4 teams to light the ice heart lamp to open the hidden dungeon. There was no limit on the number of people per team. My team has always just been me. What? Chao Xingxiu was stunned. The others also cast surprised glances. One person soloing a nightmare-level dungeon to get here? What kind of joke was this? Ah, brother. You really love joking around. Chao Xingxiu laughed it off. Lin Xiao shrugged. If they didn't believe him, so be it. He was too lazy to explain so much. Just then, a cry of surprise rang out from the crowd. Lin Xiao? Holy cow! It really is you, brother. How did you get here? The voice drew everyone's attention, including Lin Xiao's. Wu Xiang. Lin Xiao was slightly surprised. He hadn't expected to run into an acquaintance here. Ah, you really don't stop for a moment. You just came down from the western battlefield and immediately started grinding dungeons. This is a level 45 nightmare dungeon, and you actually managed to get here. I truly admire you. Wu Xiang put his arm around Lin Xiao's shoulder and spoke loudly, adopting the posture that they were great buddies. Wu Xiang, you know this brother Lin Xiao? Wu Hanyang was very surprised. Of course, the set of epic grade equipment I'm wearing right now was given to me by him. Wu Xiang didn't hide it and stated it openly. Ha! Everyone cast surprised glances again. They all knew Wu Xiang had a set of epic grade equipment and often heard him bragging about it. They had long wanted to know who was generous enough to just give away a set of epic grade equipment. They never expected it to be the man standing before them. At this point, Longzhe stepped in to smooth things over. Please introduce yourself first, so we can coordinate better when we enter the dungeon later. Lin Xiao nodded and slowly spoke under everyone's gaze. Lin Xiao, Summoner, Level 37.